in the last part of the Mimer, page Lamed Beis, Ois Zayin. And we are discussing we're getting back to the original issues in the Mimer that he spoke about, the Hanukkah licht being lit in the Beis HaMikdash, differently than the way it was lit on Shabbos and the way it's lit, the way the Hanukkah licht is lit on Hanukkah versus the way it's lit in the Beis HaMikdash, the way it's lit on Shabbos. And this is all connected to what we were talking about, the different levels of chasadim and closeness of Hashem, the way we feel so close to Hashem that comes from the level of tefillah. That's one level of chasadim. Then there's the level of emes, the closeness that we feel because of the truth. That is the level of a higher level, the level of Torah, where Hashem's essence is revealed. And because of that, that impacts the world and changes the world. The way Torah causes to be a way of Pada V'Shalom. We spoke about different levels of Pada V'Shalom, that it reaches down all the way till this world. It affects the klippos that Yifutzei Vecha, V'Nusim Sanech Benecha, and then Shlomo Melech, it was more so, and in Mashiach's times it's even more so. We also connected it with the idea of Maccabee. Maccabee is the level of the sphere of Chesed, or the level of Chesed, and that has to do with because Baruch Kvod Hashem Koymed Rosh Tevis of Maccabee. Therefore, even where it's Elim, even when it's muted, and even when it's powerfulness of this world, we have a vibe become revealed, because when it comes down all the way from the highest level, it can reach the lowest level. Now, once we've established this idea that the highest level is what comes down here and impacts this world, that is the same idea like Torah. Now we could understand that concerning the Hanukkah. So again, Oy Zayin, line 20, page Lamed Beis. Alpiza Yuvanatan, Shadlokas Neres on Migdash, Hoysa Tzrich Aliyah by Yom Davke. According to this, will be understood the reason that kindling the candles in the Beis HaMikdash had to be specifically by day, not like the Neres Hanukkah that were done, that are done Mishatishka Chama after sunset. The idea of doing it by day indicates that you have the union of Havaya and Elokim in a revealed way. Because daytime shows on revelation, nighttime shows on tzimtzum and concealment. So the lighting of the Hanukkah licht, the lighting of the candles in the Beis HaMikdash caused, or is a manifestation that Havaya and Elokim is revealed. In the union of Havaya and Elokim itself, there are two approaches, two ways how there could be that union. From below to above, from above to below. And the Beis HaMikdash, the union was from below to above. Like it says in the pasuk, that when Aaron would kindle the menorah, but what word did it use over there? It used bahalois, and like at the beginning of Parshas bahalois. That means raising up. That shows in the Beis HaMikdash. It's about coming from below to above. It's about the elevating from below to above. That's why the kindling has to be specifically on the inside. When it's an elevation from below to above, then it's specifically a level that's internal. In other words, we know that when something comes from above to below, for example, an inspiration from above. So then when there's an inspiration from above, so then it's something that may not become internalized. For us to ensure that an Yisrusa de La'ela becomes internalized, that happens only when we do the elevation, when there's a Sarusa de Lasata, when there's an inspiration from below to above. So therefore, since in the Beis HaMikdash, it was the level of Behaloiska, it was Momatal Mailo. When we said before, when it's Momatal Mailo, so then it's lit specifically on the inside. It's Bifnim. It shows the fact that it's lit on the inside, not like the Chanukah menorahs are lit on the outside. The fact that it's on the inside, that shows that that's a result of the pnimius that comes from Aliyah Mulmata Lamai. Top of page Lamed Gimel. This is also the reason. Through that, we're not refined only the sparks of Kedusha. Only what could be elevated in the Beis HaMikdash, either things that were holy sparks or things that are permitted things that can be elevated. That's what was possible for elevation to take place in the Beis HaMikdash. But not the opponent. In other words, things that are against and negative, those things cannot be elevated. And that's the reason why the elevation was specifically through Aron HaKoyin. Aron HaKoyin is the level of kindness. To be able to refine and to affect the refinement from below to above. It has to be specifically in a high place. Only once it's coming from a high place, then it can elevate from below to above. This is similar to what is brought down, that before there could be a Srusadol Asata, there has to be a Srusadol Eila, there has to be an inspiration from above. So Aaron was an Isha Chesed. He was giving the inspiration from above, so there should be the elevation from below. This is the same idea as brought down Mamar Chassidus about, go, my beloved, towards the Kala. My beloved is talking about the Eibishter. The Kala is talking about the Jewish people. Before the Kala can join and rise up and become elevated with Hashem, the Doidi, our beloved, has to go towards the Kala. So first, the Doidi, the beloved, the Chassan goes towards the Kala. Then the Kala can join and be elevated to the Chassan. The same way in the Beis HaMikdash. Before there could be the Lahalois Aneres, the elevation of the candles, the Haliyah Mulmata L'mayla, there has to be Aaron HaKoyin, who's the Isha Chesed, who's the man of kindness, and Dafka he can cause and make that it should be the Srustal La'ela that causes afterwards the Srustal Asat. Line 9, V'chol Zem, Gam L'gabe Neir Shabbos. Similar to what took place in the Beis HaMikdash, so too it's concerning Shabbos candles. That is also in such a type of way. We actually say, L'chodoidi l'kras kala, we say that on Shabbos. So the same idea, the Neir Shabbos has to be inside because Pnimius, and Neir Shabbos is done while it's daylight because it's the Yichud of Havaya L'kim in a revealed way. And it's also elevating from below to above. As opposed to Chanukah candles, the idea is the drawing down from above to below. There should be a revelation of the infinite light of Hashem down here below. Therefore, the Chanukah candle, its mitzvah is from when the sun goes down. The idea that we light Chanukah candles after sunset is showing that you are refining specifically the place of darkness until the legs of the Talmudoi cease. The simple meaning is, how late is one light Neiros Chanukah? Since we know that a person needs to light the Neiros Chanukah while people are still out in the street, because of Persumim Nisa. So the last people out in the street were these people known as Talmudoi. According to Chassidus, we say Aliyah Rigla Talmudoi means until we light the Neiros Hanukkah, until we cause even the lowest level of the Tarmudoi, we'll soon explain the Tarmudoi, cease, they stop. The Talmud is the same letters like the word a rebellious one. Like it's brought down in the Sefer called Kilis Yankiv that talks about all these different types of Rashi Tevis and inner meanings of words, etc. And Gematrias. The legs of the Talmudoi, just like a leg by a person, is the lowest part of a person. So the fact that the legs of the Talmudoi cease, that means that the lowest level of the Talmud will cease. Through kindling the Neiros Hanukkah misbareres and misapechas gam darg tachtoin zu. So then it becomes refined and transformed, even this low level. As opposed to the time of Shlomo HaMelech, we said, for example, like Malchus Shva remained a separate entity. She still remained a separate thing in her own kingdom. Hari Adra, but just the opposite. Kola in the Tarmoid v'Tadmoir ba me'avdei Shlomo. That's brought down that there's the Talmudoi, also known as Tadmoir. They switch around, I guess, the letters. They are offspring and resultants of the servants of Shlomo, which means that it's not only that Shlomo did not refine them, but they are remained some type of level of that happened after Shlomo. So in other words, Shlomo didn't completely remove them. This means through the kindling of the Chanukah licht, it's the idea of the self-sacrifice that took place in those days at this time of the year. He is not affected and influenced by the darkness of the exile. But just the opposite, it shines in that darkness. In days of poil, through that he affects the exile itself. That the concealments and the obstacles should cease. There should be a revelation of godliness. And not just any revelation, but it should be an increase in light. The dogmas the loss of love is similar to the revelation of the future time. That's the idea that says the Hanukkah candles will never cease. Like the Ramban writes, when it speaks over there that Aaron HaKohen, when he saw that all the other Nesiim of all the other Shvatim brought all these different karbanas, and the end of Parshas Shlach, at the end of Parshas Nasi, excuse me, and it says, Rashi brings it down, Chol Shadaita, he felt bad that he doesn't get the chance to bring all these karbanas. So Hashem told him, they bring the karbanas, and that's it, it's over. But your lights are not B'Teilim Lo'olam. What does it mean your lights are not B'Teilim Lo'olam? Because from the menorah, the Beis HaMikdash comes out from that the Chanukah licht. And the Chanukah licht go on always, even in the darkness of the world, even when the actual karbanas cease, and even when the Neiros HaMikdash cease, it's still considered a hemshech of Aaron. And why does it go on for always? That's because of I, Hashem, unchanged. And the immutability, the unchanging nature of Hashem causes and brings about this possibility that no matter what the conditions are, even in time of Golus, we still have this revelation. Also now, in the time of exile, there is the revelation of Mashiach's times, until we come to the ultimate perfection of the revelation of the future time of Mashiach. Then I will transform to the nations a clear language, to serve them all as one together. This will be even by all the nations, like we mentioned yesterday. Allah has come to Israel, how much more so by Yidden, that they will be the idea that they will all serve Hashem. Shahem Yidden are the ones that affected this through their avodah. So if Yidden are the ones that affected it, so for sure they will have this idea of serving as one. Be revealed the glory of Hashem. All flesh will see together that the mouth of Hashem spoke. And the earth will be filled with the knowledge of Hashem, like the waters cover the sea. Will be fulfilled what it says in the language of Al-Nisim, to praise and to give thanks to your great name, like it says, Havaya will be a king on the entire earth. That day, Havaya will be one. His name will be one. What does it mean that he and his name will be one? That the same way how it's written, Yud Kei Vav Kei, that's how it's going to be pronounced. Not like now that it's written Yud Kei Vav Kei, but it's pronounced Aleph Dal Nun Yud. And when will this take place? Begula Mitzvah Shlema, Idem Sheftet Kainu, in the true and complete redemption through Mashiach. Any questions before we start the next Maamar?